What's going on, everybody? Brian here from Brian's Broadcast. I hope all of you are doing fantastic. You must have heard the line or saying, which is, it's better late than never. So finally, I got myself a bottle of Zaharoff Signature Pour Homme. This is the OG. This is the fragrance that started the Zaharoff line of fragrances, the signature line of fragrances. And from this point onwards, it was a uphill climb. Everything that came out all started from right here. So if you will see, this is a beautiful color juice. I don't know if the lighting is doing too much of justice, but it's more of like a deep lavender color. And the cap is more like a rose gold copper kind of feel. Beautiful bottle, of course. And if you wanted to know how I started my journey with Zaharoff fragrances, it was with Signature Royale X. This was a beautiful, and in my honest opinion, this is a masterpiece. One of the masterpieces that George has produced. So let's talk about Signature Pour Homme, the OG, the fragrance that started it all. Let me tell you first, it really needs to be addressed. This is the kind of fragrance that gives you the beautiful vibe where you feel the need for a beautiful and close shave with a straight razor or a shavette, whatever you call it. You apply some or dab some wonderful aftershave, and then you spray on Signature Pour Homme, put in a suit or tuxedo, head out into the city or to any party and grab attention. That's the kind of feeling that I got from Signature Pour Homme the moment I applied it. That's the kind of vibe that I got. Now let me tell you about the notes from the Zaharoff website, and I'm going to tell you all about this fragrance. Of course, you may have seen 1,000 other videos, but you needed to hear it from me as well. So here goes. On the top, you've got fresh cardamom, lavender, black pepper, juicy pear, blue cypress. In the mids, you've got ginger roots, blonde cedar, temple oud, Florentine iris, pimento leaves, fir balsam. And on the base, you have creamy sandalwood, gold patchouli, black amber, myrrh, and frankincense. Wow, that's a lot of things going on, but let me tell you something. This fragrance clearly defines a true gentleman's fragrance. Like, this is something that gives the wearer a character. Like, you need to carry yourself very confidently, and this is one of those confidence boosting fragrances. Trust me. So of course, like, you gotta dress up nice, you gotta look your best, you gotta smell your best too. So when I first applied this fragrance, the immediate effect was, what's going on here? And that's the reason why I said, like, you really need a close shave, because this thing just calls for attention and that close, detailed shave. And again, when you dress up nice with that close shave, with that, trimmed beard line or whatever, man, you get that attention. This fragrance, it opens up beautifully with all that fresh cardamom and lavender. Now, the lavender over here is more of a bit of a sweet, floral kind of nature, and with that cardamom, it's so smooth, it's so nice, that tiny tad bit of sweetness. It's short-lived, though. It's like maybe 10-15 minutes max. And it's gone, and after that, it's a whole different fragrance. Now, you will notice there's a hell lot of notes over here, but the thing is, everything is not going to be upfront. There are notes that work in the background, and that's how I felt it. Now, the pear, for instance, over here, you don't get the pear, but you feel there's kind of like a juicy something going on in the background, like it's not dry in the opening. So there's that too. And with the presence of blue cypress, kind of adds that, it has that kind of like a green, almost fougere kind of feel. So it's more of a modern fougere, and it's very, very beautiful. It's not your typical barbershop fragrance, I must say. This is something very, very different. You do get that barbershop feel, like that clean, after a clean shave at a barbershop, you get that kind of like a lavender and, cedar, cypress kind of vibe. You do get that, but this is much more, way more than you would expect in a barbershop fragrance. Now, of course, further drying down, this fragrance warms up, and it warms up with that beautiful warm ginger And I felt that the black pepper works like towards the bottom, like somewhere in the midst to the dry down, not in the opening directly. So this fragrance warms up as it dries down. So you get a lot of that ginger warmth along with that black pepper. Now the black pepper being very high quality, it smells very smooth and inviting. It's not that sharp black pepper that you get in your cheap fragrances. These fragrances are, again, as promised by George, and as a fragrance user, having so many other fragrances in my collection, I can certainly and most definitely say that this is high quality. No question about quality there. And you see there's the presence of cedar, temple oud. Now I do not detect any oud, but I'm pretty sure the it's like an effect that this oud is creating over here. It's more of like a tad bit dark, smoky in nature as this fragrance is drying down further, and like I said, it gains traction on warmth. It's not your super sharp or like that uncomfortable kind of warmth, but it's very nice, very well rounded, and it just keeps on wafting. Like the warmth kind of wafts out and invites people towards you. That's the kind of effect I felt with this fragrance. And again, these are all my own thoughts. I mean, nobody paid for this bottle. I paid my own money. I bought it with my own money. So again, unsponsored video right here. Now, of course, you see there's the presence of iris, and this again, when you hear iris, the word iris, the first thing that a fragrance user gets the picture of is powderiness. No, it's not that. It's more of a clean, soapy kind of vibe that you will get further drying down. So it's warm and soapy as it's drying down. With the presence of fir balsam, it's kind of like a balsamic feel, which is beautiful, I must say. There's this warmth, there's this kind of like a soapy vibe. At the same time, it's inviting and it's getting like a balsamic feel, which is beautifully done. Drying down, this fragrance has this creamy sandalwood patchouli combination. Now, of course, like the patchouli over here, it's not too pronounced. It's adding to the depth, to the character, to the darkness, because over time, this fragrance gains, besides the warmth, it's gaining on darkness too. It's not getting too dark, but it's somewhere like moderately dark, if you understand what I'm meaning. So, again, frankincense and myrrh just adds to the depth. Like there's kind of like a smoky vibe. There's this inky darkness kind of vibe. At the same time, there's this glow of the warmth. Like imagine a splint, which is not completely extinguished, but like there's a splint of fire somewhere. Like you get that glow, kind of like that effect. I don't know how good I'm going with this particular review, but these are my own thoughts. Like these are my own feelings that I got when I was wearing this fragrance. I tried this for a long time, several days over and over again, and nothing changed. So this was like the average reading, I must say. Beautiful fragrance. Let's talk about longevity, performance, and all those things. This fragrance projects very loud. So you could go easy on the trigger with this one. Like 6 to 7 sprays will last you more than 8 to 10 hours. It goes beyond, but I would say 8 to 10 solid. Now, this being like on the fresher side, like a modern fougere. Fougeres, like they're not always all too strong fragrances, but this one, it's a different twist. It's a different take on a fougere, and this one lasts. Beautiful and very strong performance. So for the first 1.5 to 2 hours, this is very loud. After that, it tones down a bit, coming like almost towards an arm's length, and it keeps on wafting the entire time. Leaves a wonderful scent trail, and like I said, it lasts around 8 to 10 hours easy on any given day. Even though it's very cold in New York City, this thing still keeps on wafting out. And because there's the presence of freshness, at the same time there's this warmth, this can be rocked all year round. So this is one of your more versatile fragrance as compared to other Zaharoff fragrances. So Signature Pour Homme is suited for all weather types. Now, of course, in the winter time, you will detect more of the warm and like the heavier notes as opposed to in the summer, because this thing behaves whole differently when it's a bit warmer. That was my finding. That was my observation. And talking about anything else, like does it stain your clothes? No, I would highly recommend you spray from a distance so that there's not a blotch of oil directly on your clothes. But it's very light. It looks dark because of the background, I guess, but it's not that dark. It's very light juice. It's a beautiful lavender colored juice. I just love it. Enjoyed this fragrance a lot, and the color combination on the bottle just adds more to the attraction. Guys, that was my honest and humble, unbiased take on Zaharoff's very first fragrance, Signature Pour Homme. Must have for any fragrance lover. Must give it a shot. If you find a partial somewhere, please by all means go ahead and do that. And Zaharoff website, which is included in the description below, go ahead and check them out. They do have 2 ml sample vials. If you're feeling that, hey, I might just try it out, the official website has all those sample vials. And if you do find a partial, someone selling or somewhere, make sure you grab that bottle as fast as you can. Of course, I will leave the link to the Zaharoff official Z lounge, which is Zaharoff's official lounge. You join there and you will have a ton of fun over there. I promise. There's a ton of positivity there. People share their fragrance experiences, all with Z fragrances, the Zaharoff fragrances, as well as the other ones. You talk about layering, combos, all those things. We have a ton of fun there. Make sure you join that Facebook fan page, and of course, always buy from the authentic sources. So until the next one, guys, please take care, stay safe, and all the best.